Hey guys, what's up?
Welcome back to our channel.
So, obviously, we're not at home. We're in the car. I mean, we're on the go and shit.
My phone's going off.
Stephanie's going off.
I'm trying to get comfortable.
She's Miss Popular over here, you guys, all right?
It's just my brother.
But today is a Cheesemeh day. Something that happened in our lives that was really annoying. We hope it doesn't happen again. It was a big headache.
It was annoying. Like, for a whole ass month annoying.
Yeah, it was like a struggle. It was just phone calls back and forth and all that kind of stuff. I know you guys are confused, but we'll explain to you guys right now.
And the reason why we're even making this video is because we hope that something like this doesn't happen to you guys. And if you feel like you need to speak up about something, speak up about it, because then nothing gets done. Nothing will get situated. So go ahead and grab your hot Cheetos. Go ahead and grab your snacks.
Cheetos, silly? What if they don't like hot Cheetos?
Okay, go ahead and get your granola bars. I don't know, your Snickers.
Healthy lifestyle, guys, all right?
So let's get this shit started, all right? If you're doing your makeup right now, turn this shit up right now because... No, I'm kidding. I don't know.
If you're on the toilet, wipe, take that shit off, and then
if you're on the toilet, no. If you're on the toilet, get ready to have some marks on your knees, like right here.
Oh, yeah. Your legs are going to be numb when you stand up, all right? Get ready.
Like, actually get comfortable, you guys. I took off my shoes.
Oh, no wonder it smells like fish tacos.
No wonder it smells like...
Red Lobster. Huh? So, the reason why we're making this video is because it was something that was very annoying. We know you guys love Cheesemeh, and we were supposed to be taking a trip to San Francisco. As most of you guys do know, this car that Stephanie's in, this beautiful BMW that Stephany got.
Which I'm super happy about, super proud of.
But there were some complications that came with it. How about
yeah, so with that being said, there's nothing really wrong with the car.
No.
Nothing about the car is wrong. The thing is the people who sold it to us. So where do you want to start off?
All right, so you know that we don't like to like trash places or be on bad terms or stuff like that. We're just doing it because we vlog our lives. You guys like to know our lives. So we're not going to be saying the name of the place or anything like that because we don't want...
No names, just no
maybe
names.
It was just a bad timing for them. Maybe this is not how they do business. It was just heat of the moment or something happened. I don't know. So we're just going to give him the benefit of the doubt. The guy that sold us the car, he was very nice. I mean, once he was there, he was very nice, talked to us very nicely, let us test drive the car by ourselves. The cool thing about him too is that they closed at 8. They stayed till like 9 to do the deal. Of course, they're making money off it. But like I said, they were really nice. They gave us water, all that kind of stuff. But there was a situation. Obviously, we made a video about it where we had the Nissan Sentra and we were driving over to pretty much like San Francisco, which is a 4-hour drive away from us. We called this dealership beforehand. We made sure that they were going to be buying the vehicle, and he gave us a set price. So we're going to give you the prices just because, I mean, whatever. They told us to pay off the vehicle, it would be $8,800, right? $8,800 that they would give us if there was no problems on the vehicle. Now, if there was problems on the vehicle, then they would mark down a couple of bucks, a couple $100s or stuff like that. But for the most part, we agreed on $8,800. We sent them pictures, the VIN, everything. They knew everything about the car.
So as we were on our way over there, it was a rainy day, first of all. It was pretty scary to drive in the rain at that time. And I don't know how, but with my Nissan that I had for literally like 3 years, on our way over there, the transmission literally just blew out.
It decided to blow out our last day we had it.
Yeah, like, and it's never had any problems like that before, like...
All the changes were good, on time,
like,
everything.
I was on time with everything. The only things that would happen were, like, you know, tire pressure low and, you know, just, like, the basic generic stuff. But us going over there with the transmission blowing out, it was just, like, the weirdest timing ever, and it was just so dumb. We don't know why that happened.
So when the transmission blew, luckily, how we explained in the other video, pulled off to the nearest exit on the freeway, and luckily there was a transmission shop, like, right there.
Literally.
And
we didn't even know that area.
Yeah, we didn't know that area, and I kind of already had an idea of what was wrong with the car, but not clearly. So the guy, he went over there, he was like, oh, it's a Nissan? Oh, it's not going when you try to hit the gas? Oh, it's a transmission issue. These cars, I've worked on a lot of them. Just call the dealership. They're going to replace it for free. That's what my customers have told me, that they were going to be replacing it because it's something that happens a lot with these vehicles, especially once they get over like 60,000 miles. The Nissan Versas, Sentras, and I think the Rogues, I think. So yeah, so then I call the Nissan dealership, give them the VIN number, and then they're like, yes, oh yeah, your car is covered until 75,000 miles. The car had 62,000 miles. So they were like, take it to the nearest dealership. They should be able to cover it, and you guys should be all good to go, right? So then at that point, we are 2 hours away from home. 2 hours away from the dealership. So I was like, man, what if the dealership doesn't take the car anymore because the transmission blew and it's like an expensive piece. I mean, it's an expensive part. We called the dealership and we tell them, hey, the transmission blew on the way there. We're 2 hours away. We can get the car towed over there if you guys still buy it for the same price because the dealership's going to cover it under warranty. You guys are not going to have to pay nothing, right?
And there was no cost at all. They shouldn't have even worried about it.
Everything was covered under the warranty. So they're like, oh yeah, sounds good. If that's the only thing that's wrong with it, we'll give you the full price, the full payout for the vehicle. We should be all good to go, right? So I was like, all right, bet. Because like I said, we're 2 hours away from home, 2 hours away from there. So I could have paid, we paid, I think, $850 for the towing, you guys, which was like pretty
ridiculous.
Crazy.
And that was with insurance, and that was pretty freaking
sad.
Expensive.
I thought the insurance was going to cover more for sure.
I've never had a towing that expensive. That's crazy.
Yeah, so I mean, it was 2 hours, it was freeway and stuff like that. But we would have towed the vehicle back to our house if the dealership didn't want to take it, get it fixed, and then take it to another dealership once it's completely fixed. Do you know what I mean? But since they told us, come over, we'll take the vehicle. You said it was covered. We're going to make sure it's covered. If it's not covered under the warranty, you're going to be getting $5,800 for the vehicle. If it is covered through the warranty, it's going to be $8,800, right? Mm-hmm. So we're like, okay, bet. It's covered through the warranty. We talked to the actual corporate. They took our VIN. They know about it. They said yes, no matter what is covered. So boom, we take the trip over there. They look at the car. They're like, all right, bet. At that point, like we said, we got there late. So it was already like 8 and they closed. The only person that was there left was the guy that was helping us sell the car, right? The car salesman. Everybody else left. He stayed there late to kind of help us finish the transaction because already it was like a long day, huh? Like, I mean, we stayed in that parking lot for how long?
Waiting? We were waiting for that towing truck to literally pick us up and the car for like 3 hours.
3 hours, literally.
3 or 4 hours. And there was only a Taco Bell, like a Starbucks in front of us.
Yeah, so it was torture, you guys. But we were supposed to be there at 12. And it literally took us another 8 hours just waiting, trying to plan everything, make sure that everything's good, if we should go to the dealership or home. It took that whole 8 hours to wait for the towing and everything. So, like we said, we arrived there. He stayed late. It was him by himself. The manager wasn't there no more. So he was kind of calling him, asking him stuff as well. And right off the back, obviously you loved the vehicle, right? I mean, we kind of just wanted it at that point.
Yeah, at that point, I was already in love with the car. And also, I just needed a new car. I wanted a new car. And I feel like the price was perfect for me and for us. Just by the transmission of the Nissan just going off or whatever, it made me want the car even more, like the new car.
And the thing that I was telling Stephany on the way over there is that if we didn't like this car, like if there was like a lot of problems, it was too scratched up and all that, I told her, I was like, okay, so we would drop off the Nissan at a Nissan dealership, tell my mom to come pick us up. Once the car's ready, we would go pick it up and then come back, right? We didn't have to take this car, right? Obviously, the car was in great condition. I guess the person before us, he was the owner of the place that we bought the car from. So he just had his mechanics work on it. It was always like well maintained. So we loved the vehicle. Now, when it was time to do business, this is where it got kind of like shady. And obviously, I've had a lot of cars. I've been to a lot of car dealerships. Like I know how it works at this point, you know what I mean? Like as far as like numbers, what they do, what they don't do, how things works, how much parts are, how much this and that. Like I do my research. So when we got there, he was like, okay, yeah, so we're going to be giving you the full $8,800 if the warranty covers it, but they're closed. So we're going to have to call them tomorrow in the morning. So what we're going to do is we're going to give you guys 2 contracts. We're going to both sign both of them. And if the warranty covers the vehicle, we're going to give you the contract that gives you the car for $8,800. But if the warranty doesn't cover it, then we're going to give you the contract that has the vehicle for $5,800.
Yeah, so for less.
So just because we had a 4-hour drive back home, we could have spent the night, but...
And also, it was Christmas the next day.
It was Christmas the next day, yeah. So he was like...
Or Christmas Eve.
That's what he said. He was like, I'm just going to rip up the one that we're not going to use, and we should be all good to go, right? I mean, obviously, I didn't think anything of it. I mean... It's not like he could submit both contracts in and just be like, oh, I'm going to put in 2 contracts. We're going to get double paid right now.
Yeah,
you
we
can't
trusted
do that.
him.
Yeah, no, but you can't do that. That's fraud. Like, they can get heavily sued for that. You know what I mean? So we weren't really, like, debating about, oh, we signed 2 contracts. You know what I mean? Because he said, whatever happens with the warranty on the transmission, we're going to rip up the other contract, right? So that's where we left off at. Like Stephany said, it was Christmas, so they weren't open. So they had to wait 2 more days. So at that point, it was already 3 days. I kept calling them, right? And they said, oh yeah, we took the car into the Nissan dealership. They're going to check and see if there was any maintenance issues that happens with the transmission that might not cover it. We didn't get a call from them for another 3 days. So at this point, it was like already a week. And then all of a sudden, we look in the mail and...
Our first bill is already in.
Our first bill was already in.
January at this point.
So they submitted the contract, or pretty much saying that the warranty didn't cover it. So our payments monthly were $60 more.
Yeah.
And like with the money and interest and everything, it was going to be like $5,000 more added to the contract because he put it as $3,000 more because they didn't give us $3,000 more for the vehicle. Does that make sense? So instead of them giving us $8,800, since the warranty is going to cover it, they only gave us $5,800. But they shouldn't have done that, especially that fast, because they didn't even know if the warranty was going to cover it or not. So
but
then,
we did though.
Yeah, but we did because we called and
we told them it should be covered, and we literally confirmed it with them, and they were like, "Oh no, they told us the wrong information." Then like it was like so sketch.
Yeah, it was so sketch, like how they were saying it, and then the crazy thing is that the day that we signed the contracts and all that, he was like, "Oh yeah, so my buddies, they all work at the Nissan dealership. They're all mechanics there.
Yeah,
they're gonna take a look at it. They're gonna put it first in line. Blah blah blah." So I was like, "Oh, I didn't think anything of it." So then I start calling the Nissan dealership where they took it to, and then I'm like, "Hey, is it covered under warranty?" Blah blah blah. And then the guy just seemed kind of like weird how he was talking. Like he was like, "Oh no, so the car wasn't well maintained, so it avoided the warranty because the car wasn't well maintained, so that's what made the transmission blow." So yeah, so then at that point, I called the actual Nissan Corporation where they told me that they were going to cover it through the warranty. They tell me, "Oh no, the warranty already submitted the payment." Like, doesn't matter what they say, the warranty already submitted the payment, like it went through, so the warranty covered it. So then at that point, I called that same guy and I'm like, "No, let me speak to your manager." So I speak to the manager and they're like, "Oh yeah, no, it's covered. I don't know why they told you that it wasn't covered through warranty." So then
we're literally going back and forth on the
back
phone
and forth
with the car dealership guy and the Nissan corporate people. Like, they're telling us one thing, and it's confirmed that the warranty is covered on the car.
Yeah, and then the place where we bought the BMW, the car salesman that sold us this car, we were calling him as well. He was telling me that he talked to them, and he was saying the whole time that it wasn't covered under the warranty, which threw me off like tremendously, because at that point, once he said that, and I knew he was like lying because the warranty said that they submitted the payment, I was like, these guys are trying to make like an extra buck. You know what I mean? They're trying to rob us. They're trying to see if we'll forget about it.
We were dead ass feeling like we were getting scammed. I was like, you need to tell them, because I don't really deal with the car stuff. I don't really know much about it. So I left for Jesus to do all that stuff. And I was just like, tell them the truth. Like, tell them that you feel like you're getting scammed and that you literally don't feel like your guys' business is good. Like, you guys did horrible business with us. Like, literally just tell them how you feel, because we were just going back and forth with them and it was just so annoying, and like, it didn't make sense for them to be like submitting this contract that it was the incorrect one. Like, the one that they should have given us was the one that was more, right? Like, the one that they were going to give us more for the car.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what are you guys doing? Like, are you guys okay? Like, we're trying to confirm this like multiple times. We're like, well, the Nissan corporate people are literally telling us that everything's covered, so why are you submitting the wrong one?
Yeah, why are you guys pretty much lying to us?
It honestly was not a mistake.
Okay, and then let me add to it something that I forgot. The person that told me that they were going to give us $8,800 was the manager, pretty much the owner of that car dealership, right?
Yeah.
So when I kept calling them after Christmas, the guy that sold us this car kept telling me that he had CVID, right? The manager that had CVID, it was hard to get a hold of him because he was so sick. Blah blah blah. So I understood it, right? I let it pass. But then a week passed by and he's like, "Oh no, he still has it. He still has CVID or whatever." At that point, I'm just like, man, I need to speak to somebody that's going to tell me the right information, right? Fast forward to where we were at when they told us that they wasn't covered at the car dealership. I was like, "Oh no, let me talk to your manager." So then I kept bugging them until I finally spoke to the manager, and he was like, "Oh, okay, so I guess there was a misunderstanding. The Nissan dealership, they told us that it wasn't covered, but I guess it was."
They gave us the wrong information.
Just how he said it though just sounded like complete, like he was making shit up, like for sure. And at that point, I was like, what? That's when I told him, I was like, wait, why'd you guys submit the contract if that wasn't the correct contract to submit? And he was like, oh, it's because they told us that in the beginning. So they already submitted the contract. So I was like, okay, well, I need the money back, right? I need pretty much the $3,000 to $4,000 that I'm getting charged extra, because we're going to be paying $60 more a month for however many years we're paying it for. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay, so I'm gonna need that money back. He's like, oh well, the car had other stuff that was wrong with it, like the tires. All 4 needed to be replaced, and then the weather strips on the vehicle needed to be replaced. And I was like, is that it with the vehicle? And he was like, yeah, that was it. And then he said, oh, and then we had to pay for the full diagnostics for the vehicle. So I just feel like we had to do a lot to the vehicle that it should just even out. I was like, bro, first of all, tires for this vehicle are not that expensive. You know what I mean? Like, I bought plenty of tires in my lifetime, and especially since they're a car dealership, they get them for a lot cheaper because they know vendors, they know places that sell them for a lot cheaper. I was like, bro, like, you bought each tire for $100, maybe less, right? That's $400. Weather strips, no more than $100. That's $500. Diagnostics are $250. How do I know that? Because I called about it before. So we're talking about $600 or $750. But that's not even besides the point. Like, car dealerships do that after they buy the vehicle. That they don't be like, oh, you need a diagnostics, you need this, weather strips. Like, that's being extra because the tires were still good. Like, they still had tread in them. They were being extra. At that point, if they wanted to change the tires and do all that, then that's on your behalf. So he was trying to accumulate all these little things that literally nothing was wrong with them and even out the payments on it. So I was like, nah, bro, that's not how it's gonna work, dude. It's like, I'm gonna either get the money like this, or I'm gonna get it a different way, and you're gonna have to pay more money through a lawyer. And then at that point, I was kind of furious, so that's why he started talking kind of like with like raising his voice to me.
Yeah, he was raising his voice.
So that's when I was matching it, because I'm very like patient. Like I said, I'm always trying to make everybody happy and stuff like that. But I was willing to talk. But once he started like raising his voice, that's when I started getting mad too. And I was like, nah. Well, that's when I told him, I was like, I'm either going to get the money this way or another way. At that point, he was like, oh, okay, well, I just don't think it's fair that we had to take the car over there, take it back, get it towed, do all these different things, deal with the headaches of fixing it and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, we'll just take off $500, $600, but we want the paycheck though. So then he was like, all right. So once he finally agreed to it, I was like, I mean, finally, I guess the payments are going to be more. We're going to have to pay interest on some of it, but at least we're getting the cash up front. So we were supposed to go get the paycheck today, but we're like, damn, do we really want to drive 4 hours to go pick up a paycheck? And I feel like just how they were acting with the whole situation.
We felt like they were gonna like say something out of nowhere.
Once we get there,
like, oh yeah, you know, our manager, you know, he left it here but I can't find it, or
you're gonna have to come back tomorrow.
Yeah, we were just thinking of different scenarios. Like, if we were to go over there and waste our damn time, like, they were just gonna come up with something random, you know, like
where we can't pick it up and we wasted our time going over there.
Yeah, driving over there. So we just decided that for them to send it to us through the mail, which originally was the plan, but then we really thought about it.
We're like, yeah, we were thinking that they were gonna try to like say, oh, we sent it through the mail, you didn't get it, we sent it.
Oh yeah, we sent it. Like,
but I mean, they sent it through the mail. I mean, hopefully, I mean,
that's our only worry right now.
I mean, by the time you guys are watching this, we probably have it already. But it was just crazy that it had to come through all of this. You know what I mean? Especially because they weren't being like very cooperative. They seemed very unprofessional because they didn't get their facts straight. I don't know. I mean, they were very nice people in the beginning. They were just trying to sell a car. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I just felt like we were hella scammed. That didn't seem right at all.
The one thing that I did like is a car salesman. He was very, very nice. He never raised his voice to me. He was always answering my phone calls, always being communicating. But the manager, he was the manager owner. That's the guy that raised the voice. So that's when I got a little pissed off.
Which is pretty unprofessional as a manager. The
manager was telling me that the car salesman never told him all that. He was like, oh, I never told you that it was 8,800, blah, blah, blah. And we took home both contracts. Yeah. The one that said that we were going to get 8,800, the one that was 5,800. You know what's
crazy? I'm so glad that I asked for the second contract as a reprint.
Oh yeah, because they only gave us the one that was for 8,000 or 5,800. Yeah, because they thought that warranty wasn't going to cover.
And I was like, oh, can I get a copy of the other one just in case? Like, you know, I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful that I literally asked for that, because normally I don't really ask for stuff like that. I usually trust people, but it's hard to trust people nowadays. So I just had to watch your back. I had a feeling. I just had a feeling. And then this happens.
Yeah, that happened. So like we said, or once he told me that, oh, the car salesman didn't say that, I never told you that. I was like, bro, you're lying to me right now. You literally told me, and your car salesman literally told me. I was like, well, I have both contracts. And he was like, oh, you do? He was like, well, if you have it on paper, then I guess we have to send it to me. So then that's when I sent him the picture He didn't think I was gonna have the contract, but I sent him both contracts, and at that point, that's when he called me, and then that's when he told me that he'll give me the check and stuff like that. But
yeah,
he was on the phone with the car salesman, and you could tell that he was kind of like mad at the car salesman. I don't know if they were in it together. I don't know if there was a confusion between them two, giving him the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, it was just a big old headache, you guys.
Overall, it was a pretty bad business experience.
Yeah.
Like, that was pretty horrible. But overall, besides that, I'm just glad we got our way, at least, you know, and at least I have this really nice car that has like no problems on it, which I'm super grateful for. But as you can see, like, it was just really a really big headache.
And like one thing led to another. Like we said, like the vehicle, Stephanie's vehicle had to break, and it just so happened that we drove this far to get the seats that she wanted, the color, everything. I mean, the engine. That's why we drove so far. So, I mean, the drive was a headache. The car breaking down was a headache. Dealing with them was a headache.
Yeah. Well, the
calling
drive,
everybody.
I honestly was looking forward to the drive over there towards like the San Francisco area, because it's just like different. We're always going towards LA. So,
but we didn't even enjoy it because we were stressed the whole time.
We were stressed, and because we were like freaking out over the Nissan like acting like this, and it was a rainy day, but I was kind of like, oh no, it's gonna be nice like later on, and hell no.
Yes.
Like that day was pretty crazy.
It was pretty crazy, but we got through it, you guys. We got the money, and yeah, everything's figured out. We wanted to share with you guys this little cheese mint because we thought it was pretty juicy. It was pretty crazy. Hopefully you guys stay till the end.
All in all, when you literally have your facts straight, speak up.
Take pictures of everything.
Take pictures of literally everything. Ask for freaking copies, because it'd be crazy out here. It's ridiculous.
It'd be crazy. But on that note, you guys, 25% off all 25% off, you guys, on all merch. LTFU 25 to get 25% off. Support us. We really appreciate it. You guys have been killing it with the orders.
We honestly don't know when we're gonna have another big sale like this, so go ahead and take advantage of it, you guys.
But that's gonna be a wrap for today's video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. It was something a little bit different. I mean, maybe you didn't get the laughter that you wanted, but you got some cheese, man. You know what I mean? Before we do end today's video, we do have to do a post notification shout out, which is going to who, me, baby?
So today's post notification shout out goes to D Vargas.
Shout out to you.
Whoever else would like a post notification shout out, all you have to do is subscribe to our channel, turn on the bell, and then comment when done.
Without further ado, thanks for watching. We love you guys, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.